Hello everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be talking about OBS Studio and adding and removing your various input sources. Well, let's go ahead and get started. In OBS Studio, you'll notice I don't have any sources available. I need a source to record, so I click on the plus button in the Sources panel. We're going to be talking about video capture devices, audio input capture, and display capture, because I have a webcam audio, the document camera audio, and a single display on this computer that I'll capture. You, on your install of OBS Studio, may also have a second display. That second display could be your interactive whiteboard if your monitor and your whiteboard aren't mirrored. Well, let's go ahead and add the webcam for this computer. I do so by again clicking on that plus sign in the Sources panel and clicking on the video capture device. I'm going to label it webcam. Now all you have to do is associate the correct device with the correct source that you're trying to add. It defaulted to IPvo VZR, that's the document camera, so if we click in that field, you'll get a drop down, and since I know that there's a webcam enabled on this computer, I'm going to click on the other option, which is integrated webcam. And there it is. Alright, I'm just going to click OK, and by the way, all of these other options you can just leave as default. Click on OK, and there you have the webcam. So now I'm going to choose to change the location of that image. Notice that I can change the location of that image. I can drag these handles and make the image full size, or I can drag my webcam down to the lower right hand corner because that's where I like it to be. Because sometimes I like to overlay my webcam on top of one of the screens that I'm recording or my document camera image or whatever else. So I'm going to do that and I'm going to turn it off. Now, the webcam I mentioned also has an audio input source as well, a microphone in the computer itself. So let's go ahead and add that device. Click on the plus sign and click on Audio Input Capture to add a microphone. So I labeled mine Webcam Audio, and I always label my audio with all caps and in parentheses so it's very easy to see. The reason that I do this is because you don't ever want to try to record two audio sources at the same time or you'll get an echo, because those two sources take a different amount of time to reach the computer and be recorded. So once you've labeled your new audio source, click on OK. Then you have to select the audio source from the device drop-down field. This was the microphone that's associated with the computer, and so this microphone is called the Realtek Audio. I click it and I say OK. By the way, you might see at the top of the screen that there's an FBX logo. That's because I'm using FBX, which is a different program, a different software application, to record this tutorial, because recording with OBS Studio while talking about OBS Studio can present a few challenges. I've got a couple more devices to add on this computer, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to click on the plus sign again, and I'm going to add another video capture device. This time I'm going to add my document camera. So I label the document camera and I click OK. And in this case it again defaulted to the IPvo image. So I'm going to leave all of my other settings at their defaults and click on OK. You can still rearrange the size of this window or change the location of it, but in most cases, I'm sure you're going to want your document camera to be full screen and to be captured at full screen. Now, I did mention that the document camera does have an audio associated with it, a microphone built into it, which is going to be important when you're standing in front of your interactive whiteboards and you're recording yourself in front of the interactive whiteboard. So I'm going to go ahead and click the plus sign, add audio input capture, and I'm going to label this as IPVO audio. I'm going to click OK. And now I'm going to select the microphone that's associated with the document camera, which is this one right here. Clicking on OK, I now have two input sources for the IPVO document camera. One is video, one's audio, and two input sources for the webcam. One is the audio, one is the video. I do like to keep my audio underneath my video. It's just a personal preference of mine. And I also like to keep my webcam sources on the top. The reason I like to do that is because if I have my document camera enabled and I want to enable my webcam, which I've just now done, you can't see my webcam layered on top of the document camera source. You will be able to do that if you move your webcam source to the top of your sources list, just like that. I do have one more source that I want to place on my computer. You might have your monitor as well as your interactive whiteboard. So to add the display or a new display, I'm going to click on the plus sign. I'm going to this time go up to display capture and click on it. And now I'm going to label that display as just monitor. In your case, if you have both your monitor and your interactive whiteboard set as separate displays, you might want to create two sources, one your desktop monitor and one as your interactive whiteboard. So I've labeled this source as monitor and I'm going to click OK. Notice that it defaults to the only display that I have on this computer, display 1, and now I can click OK. The capture window does appear a bit weird right now because OBS Studio is actually capturing the same window on which it's running. It's like placing two mirrors on the opposite sides of one another and looking into one of the mirrors. It looks like the mirrors go off into infinity. Same thing is happening here with OBS Studio. So to make this easier on us, I'm going to just disable the monitor. I also like to place my monitor in between my webcam and my document camera, just because it helps me stay organized in my sources window. Since I have one additional source on this computer, I'm going to go ahead and quickly add it. It's an audio input source called a snowball microphone, and I'm going to go ahead and select that snowball microphone and say OK. I'm doing this just so I can very quickly show you how to remove a source. So to remove a source, you simply click on that source and you go down to the bottom of your sources panel and click on the remove button. You'll get a confirmation window that appears, and all you have to do is confirm that that's what you want to do, remove that source, and it will disappear from your sources window. Well, that's all there is to adding sources and removing sources from your OBS Studio install. If you do try to add a source or fix a source that's not functioning correctly and you're not able to do it yourself, feel free to contact one of the technology department staff and we'll be happy to assist. I sure hope this video was helpful, and I hope you have a great day.